All right, welcome back to another What's in the Box. And this is another starter set for Clash of Steel for Operational Unthinkable. That was their first wave of Clash of Steel. So this is the American Soviet or American vs. Soviet complete starter set. $75 at this time. I think they're probably higher now. They'll probably be $100 or more pretty soon. And I have two other from the next War of Reunification starter sets to go through as well. So I've already done the British versus the German. So this is the Soviet versus American. So what you get two T-28s. You get three T-29s, which you can also make into a T-30 and a T-34, depending what you want. The T-34, T-30 are bigger, heavier cannons and stuff on there. I think the T-34 is 155 millimeters. The T-29s are 105 millimeters. And the 30s, I think, are 155 or 130. I can't remember the millimeter. But bigger cannons, you can do those. You get two Hellcats, little baby Hellcats, but they're decently 90 millimeter cannons. They're fast, and they can probably get behind things and destroy it. I built more of those too as well for Flames of War. So I have a whole platoon of 4 of them, I believe, 4 or 5 already. And then the Soviet force, you got 6 T-54-1s. All these nice little more modern style tanks. I think they're modeled off the IS tanks, if I'm not mistaken. IS-3s, which were built, I think they were actually built to the Tiger 2s. Is what they actually were built for when they was looking up the history of that. And the ISU-30s, I did a video on those already, on the actual platoon itself. You can buy. I think I have the box here still somewhere. Yep. The assault gun battery. Built those before, and it should be the video. Well, it's a windy day today. So you can have ISO-30s with 130 millimeter cannons, and you can do the ISU 122s to 122 millimeters, or the 152s, the big beasts, the beast hunter ones, with shorter range but more firepower and stuff like that. What else do you get? You also get commanders, which you don't get in any of the other standalone platoon style releases for this processes or product from Gale Force 9, which is a Battle Force group, Battle Force, or not Battle Force, but Battlefront group, and Battlefront, same umbrella of companies for the miniatures. Get decals, which you do not get in the other standalone platoon style things, so you only get in the starter sets so far. They do not sell them separately. The rule book, obviously you need a rule book. The quick start rules, 20 dice. I think they're little mini dice. I really don't like the mini dice because I don't like the mini dice at all. Force booklets, so one for the Americans, one for the Soviets, about all the basically unit cards in a way for all the different units, and then you get actual unit cards for what's in here. 34 and the unit cards do not come with the other standalone platoons so far I've seen. Objective markers, because you have objectives, victory point dials, track your victory points. That changes. Tactic cards, mission setup cards, mission rule cards, object cards. I kind of like that stuff. And here's the front. You got an IS-3 and the T-28. Big beast. I'm going to go backwards into this. So, I don't know if people don't like that, but oh well. I'm going to do it. So we're going backwards. So first things first, you see here, I think I already opened and looked at it, but you get decals. There's the decals. So, it's very basic decals, just the flags, basically, or units, symbols for the Soviets, the Germans, and then the British and the Americans kind of share similar items. So then a little push pads for your trackers. I do like that they wrap the cardboard in case something pops out so it doesn't get lost and damaged. So there's all the different tokens and items that you need when you're playing this game that they rely upon. These are the objective tokens, and you can track your leaders and your formation commanders, I believe. And then either destroyed or bailed out, I think, is the only things, since you only deal with vehicles in this game. And they have camouflaged. These are the trackers for the victory points. They actually have a built-in measuring thing for your objectives, how close you are to the objective, because it's pretty important. And you can use that with Flames of War too. A lot of these things you can do that. And then these fell out, but that's what's holding in our mission setup cards. So it gives you the map. These are nice. I do like these. I wish Flames of War kind of would do these in a way instead of just putting out a book, but it's kind of neat for how to set up different missions and the deployment zones and whatnot. And then you got the unit cards. Let's go through those. You got the Pershing, the T-28, T-29. There's a T-30. The other Pershings, probably the Assault Pershing, Super Pershing, Easy 8. Actually, you know what? All the unit cards come in this starter for everything for this wave. So that's why you don't have them in your platoon boxes. So technically you should buy a starter, and if you want anything else you have to buy the models. And you see T-54, there's the 130, there's the 122, 152, the 3485, SU-100. These are just the ones in this wave specifically. So they kind of force you to buy the starter set. And then these are tactic cards, kind of like command cards, similar command cards, I think. But you draw them, if I'm not mistaken, through the game, because I haven't really played through the full game yet. Bought all this stuff, but I haven't played yet, because I haven't had a chance for somebody to play with me yet. All tanks in your force may reroll cross tests till that's. I mean, some of those things are kind of cool, even to change up the flavor of the game, right? Mission rules. These are mission rules. So game length 7, scattered. So these are different for the mission rules, and these are, I think, commander cards. Give special abilities like command cards too as well. Or are these objective cards? No, these are objective cards. Dominate the ground, enemy supplies, high ground, delayed, immediate, I think. Tanks are concealed while within 4 of the objective. So, this is all stuff. Those are objective cards. Text are the command cards. Yeah. Anyways, we'll go through that. And then wait a minute. This is weird. This is actually very weird. Very weird. So, this is probably a mistake unboxing by whoever put this together. And we can see who did that. So I got 2. I got an extra set of Clash Steel tokens. I already have another star set. I'm going to have a crap load. And I might just give them away to someone just because I don't need a crap load of those sets. Crap load. These are the wonderful instructions that they give us for these Soviets and German. And then we have this. And for this, the Soviets, so they have, you know, information, kind of fake. I don't know if this, probably some stuff for realistic after war and add in a little flavor for the game. So then we have a Soviet shock group, kind of what you put in it, with the headquarters, which can be an IS-3, IS-2, T44 or T54. So that's what different units you can use, and have all the details on it. The IS-2 was a big post-war as well, and World War II big tank. T44, T54, which you get in this, along with the IS-3, IS-230 as well. You got the 52 and the 122, 85, and 100. So these are all the tanks you get with this wave. And then the catalog shows you what you can buy. So you can get the IS-3, the IS-2, you can get the 54 or 44. So I guess you can build either one in this one. So it comes with the 44 or the 50. So you can actually build it out of this one too, a 44 or 50. IS-2, this one you get all three, 85 and 100. So that's what you get. And I already did this one. We built all these already, the turtles and whatnot. And you get a quick reference at the back. It's the same thing here with... things are just flying everywhere. But same thing here for the American units. You see cheat sheet, but you also get a flavor for about the Americans, forces at war. And you get their kind of combat command, and how you can put them together. T-28, the T-29 with 105 millimeter, and then like 130, like I said, that one has 150. That's 155. I thought it was smaller, but 155. 14 front armor. Just 49 points versus 44 points. And you got 14.7. I'm going back and forth, but let's see. Still same armor. So it just has a less of a gun. So if you want less points, you can build it. The Pershing, the Super Pershing, the Jumbo, kind of like the Scout, quick mover and Chaffee, the same thing. Americans have a lot of lighter tanks in the Hellcat. I thought you can make the T-34 too. Maybe not. Maybe that's only in the Leviathan or the late war Leviathans. Maybe. I think you could make the T-34 with the sprues you have, but they don't have it as one of the units you can use. And I think this is the main rulebook you get, the major rulebook, which is really a skimmed down Flames of War version 4, right? But they had added a few other little things for just combat with vehicles only. And then the quick start. And there's your commanders. Oh, they are not small ones. They are smaller, but they're not the small ones. Maybe I was thinking of Warlord. They give you tiny ones. So these are tiny. And these ones I'm not as worried about because they actually have some weight and are okay. We have the Soviets and the American colors. I have so many dice. It's crazy. And then we have all our wonderful plastic sprues. So these should be like, I think we got the T-50. Yeah, that's the T-44 hull turret. I don't know why I said hull. I have a problem with speaking words sometimes. IS-3s. So there's 6 of those. And I believe these are... Yeah, these are the ISU 130s. Or IS-152s, which that's what I'm going to build them as. And these are the IS-3s. That's a very recognized rounded hull. What are those? I think those are the T-54 44s. And what else we got? And these are T-28s, big beasts. 2 of those. And then we got these are the T-29s or T-30s. And these look all the same. These look like T-55s. Hold on. I might have got the wrong stuff. Interesting. I might have got back, and that's looks like. Hold on. So I'm trying to figure out if this is wrong or am I going nuts. So maybe I'm just being dumb. All right, T54. We got the two Hellcats out of those and those. I just used. Wait a minute. Am I missing something? So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because those look like T55 holes. And then maybe that's okay. The T54 holes go with the T55 bottoms. That's what it is. Okay. I just wanted to make sure. And these are the Hellcats. These are their IS3s. These are the Zs. 30s. These SU-130s. These are the 130 tracks. These are the 29s. 29s and the 28s. Okay, I'm good. That's what confused me, because that is, so you can build T55s with those if you want to as well. Kind of fun. Kind of fun. So you get a lot in this box. A lot. It's a great starter set for Clash Steel. The starter sets are what you need to buy if you want to play. If you want to add into it, buy extra. But you don't get the extra decals. So if you use all your decals and buy a lot of miniatures to play, you're going to have to either get another starter set or figure out where you can get those decals from another source. You might be able to get from Flames of War and Team Yankee. They might be able to be transferred over. I think they use kind of similar things already, and that's what I would do, or those sources from another area. Not just buying another starter set, because unless you can get 2 starter sets, I guess, if you really want to, because it's not a bad price for what you get. So that's the American Soviet complete starter set. I'm going to build a few and do my time forward and build this. I might build them all. I'll just build them all, build all these, and I'll come back with the rest of the video after I do that. So see you in the future. Welcome back. I've done it. I put the whole box together. So what we have, well, you can see this is from the top down, but we have the Hellcats here. I made T30s instead of the T29s. So you got the option with Clash Steel to build T30s or T29s. T30s have a little more points, so they have the 155 millimeter cannon versus the 105 millimeter. And they got 2 T28s. One of my hatches disappeared on me somewhere in this room, so I have to find that hatch. I might use another one from a different unit, but that disappeared. I always, when I clip and things sometimes fly, and I forget to keep my hand over them. And then we got the Soviets. So the Soviets, you got options. You got the IS-3s here, so you got 3 of those. I made 3 IS-152, ISU-152s, because I also have 5 ISU-130s already built, so those, the 152s are the next one. I didn't want to build the 122s because their cannons are too small. I didn't need that. And then I made 6 of the T54 ones. But you have the option when you do build them, if you make the turrets for the T44s, and you can switch between the T44s and the T54 ones if you want. So you can keep both of those. And these are the 85 millimeter cannons, and these have the 100 millimeter. So you can switch back and forth between with the same hull, which is kind of useful to do. So you got 12 tanks basically, 6 at a time. So you get some options there. It's off the T55 hull, actually. So you can't make the T55 because T55 hull is a little bit different pieces than the ones you get with the T54-1 and T44. But that's what we get for the starter box, and that's what it put together. So we got a decent amount of units. Now, what are the points for these? So the points for what I've built, so you have to have headquarters, right? Because this is the shock group. This is the Soviet side. So for headquarters, if you want to stay with something that you can do, because if you go with the one IS-3, then you can't field the other two because you need 3 at least to field the minimum IS-3 platoon you see right there. So that won't work. And you need 2 core units at least, and 0 to 2 support. So to build your shock group formation, basically. So I would build one of the T-44s or T-54-1s. So that's 4 points. And then IS-3, the 3 of those. Let's see. On that, so sorry about that, guys. So we got, that's 10 points and 4, so it's 14 points together, that, and then I got the 152s. Does it have the points there too? No. So I got 5 of the T-54-1s. So that's the limit you can use. So that's 16 points, 14, 16, 30. That's 30 points so far. And the that's 130s. I don't have the 152s here. So 5 of those, so that's 30 and 40 points, right? Yeah, so that's a 40 points I've built. So 10, 14, 16. Yeah, that's 4. So that's 40 points right here you have if you build it at the most. You can switch to the T-44s you want, but that's 40 points right here. With 1 support and 2 core. Feels like I'm playing Legion with the core support stuff. Yeah, so that's 10 points on those. So you got 5 is 16 points. If we go with the T-44s instead of, that's 11 points. So you use low points. So it's 11 points versus 14, 16, but and 10 ISU. So that's a 40-point army here. Now, what is the Americans? I have to get the book. And where is the American book for me? Here it is. And let's check out the points for them. So here we have 2 T-28s, and then we have the T-30s, and then we have the Chaffies. Not Chaffies, I'm sorry, the Hellcats. And the Hellcats are actually support units, right? So what that means, I really can't field the unit, honestly, with this, because if I'd have to at least use a T-28 as a headquarters, and if I do that, can I field 1 T-28? No, you have to have at least 2 in a platoon. So if you're going to build and play with it, you're going to have to build one of the T-30s as a T-29, which I did not do. And the body's different, so. And then you'd have 2 T-30s, I believe, at the least. Yeah, so if you're going to build a workable unit, so you need 1 of the T-29s, which is 9 points, 2 T-30s. 2 T-30s would be 20 points. So it's 29 points plus 2 T-28s, 16 points, 29. Oh, math, I hate math. No, I love math. That's 45 points if you build it with a T-29 versus a T-30. But I built a T-30. I'm going to have, technically, I'm going to have a T-28 headquarters, because I have 3 more of them. So I can build a two tank headquarters along with the T-30s and the T-28 assault platoon with 3 of them in there. So that's 24 points. And the Hellcats. So yeah, so that's 45 if you build it right. and 40 for the Russians. So it's not exactly even points, but I guess as close as they can get it with the different units. If you make them all T-29s though, I think you might be able to make them even. Let me check. So 18 points versus 20 points. It's only 2 points less, so it's like 43. So, and they're almost even, but it just depends how you want to play it and how you want to set up. So, like I said, if you're going to build something you want to play and be legal in the setup, you need one to be a T-29, the rest to be T-30s or T-29s, and then the rest would be fine, because you have no other options with those. This is a 40 point or less on the Russian side. So, anyways, that was my build and unboxing of the starter set for the Operation Unthinkable starter set, Americans versus Soviets. I will be doing an unboxing of the other two for the next wave of Clash of Steel. I have two other starter boxes, which is the American versus German and the Soviet versus British. They have different tanks and different formations in there to be able to use as well. So, until that point, guys, this is Devin from Got Wargaming. Keep on wargaming out there, and I'll catch you in the next one.